Hey guys, and welcome to Shalom Aleichem. So today we have a very special guest. Her name is You're Worth It XOX, also known as Natalie, and she will be talking with me today about the worst parts of self-harm.
Hey guys, my name's Natalie of the channel You're Worth It XOX, and I speak about mental health and depression and anxiety and self-harm and suicide and things like that all on my channel to try to help people. And in today's video, me and Kat are going to be talking about the worst parts involved in self-harm.
So we all know self-harming has a lot of horrible things about it. No one should self-harm. It's a horrible, horrible coping skill no one should have. One of the worst parts for me was the secrecy of it. I was always very open with my parents as a child, but when I started self-harming, I became more and more isolated from them. I was hiding when I was self-harming, and I was hiding taking care of those injuries, and it was really hard. Because normally I'm used to like asking my parents for like a Neosporin or whatever, but no, I had to find it myself or else I'd be like, what do you want it for? I also remember periodically having to check my wrist just to make sure nothing was showing. And even when I was supposed to be doing schoolwork or hanging out with friends, I would be focused on making sure no injuries were showing.
One of the worst parts for me is constantly feeling like I have to wear long sleeves and jumpers and cardigans, and I wear them pretty much no matter what the weather is, and sometimes it is really hot and I feel like I'm going to die wearing the jumper, but I feel like I have to hide my body, and I know I don't have to hide my body, but I don't feel comfortable showing my scars in public yet, but hopefully one day I will. But at the moment it's just the constant feeling of having to hide every single part of my body.
Another one of the worst parts of self-harming is just caring for the injuries. Because when you have an injury on your body, you need to take care of it. You need to make sure it doesn't get infected or doesn't need stitches or anything like that. Because I was such a germaphobe, I would really take care of my injuries, and I put Neosporin on them every day, keep a band-aid on them, just keep them covered and keep them healthy, because the last thing I wanted was an infection. But some injuries require even more care than that and require hospital visits and possibly even stitches, which makes it even harder to take care of them.
Now, this is the worst part for me out of like everything, is after you relapse or after I used to self-harm, having to have a bath or a shower. Like when you get into the water, it used to really sting my cuts, and it would literally just be like 20 minutes of absolute pain, and it was horrible and I absolutely hated it. And it got to the point where I would rather have like a really cold bath than have a warm bath and like go through the pain of like having all my cuts sting.
The last part I'll cover in this video is about being guilty. Just knowing that what I was doing was wrong, knowing I was hurting myself, just gave me such a guilt. I couldn't even imagine having to be the one to tell my parents about that. And also knowing that if my friends found out, they would really judge me for it.
Another thing is, this kind of happened when I told a few friends, because I felt like a freak, and they didn't treat me any differently because I told them, but I felt like I was different from them. I felt like they wouldn't understand, and I just felt like I was an outsider basically, and I felt like I couldn't talk to them about it because I didn't know if they would understand, and it just made me feel like a freak, which is being too afraid to tell anybody. Because you constantly feel like you have to hide yourself, you have to hide your feelings, you can't let anybody know because it's something you should be ashamed of, and that you shouldn't talk about it, and that you shouldn't get help for it because it's just something that shouldn't be talked about. And you just feel so afraid to tell anybody and actually open up to anybody about it, because you don't know how they're going to react to something as controversial. Is that the right word? I don't know. As self-harm, because there's a lot of stigma relating to it, there's a lot of misconceptions relating to it, so you don't know how they're going to react. And personally it freaked me out, so it just made me afraid to tell people just in case they didn't understand. So those are some of the worst parts of self-harm. If you are currently self-harming, or if you currently need help because of your self-harm, please go seek help. Please try to recover. You don't always have to live like this, you don't always have to do this to cope. There are other ways. If you are in recovery for self-harm, it is going to be hard, it's not easy, but stay strong and you can get through it.
Well, there you have it, guys. Those are some of the worst parts of self-harm, and those are some of the reasons you should never ever hurt your body. If you want, you can check out the collab I did on Natalie's channel, which is about my life with OCD. So check that out. She asked me some really interesting questions. I will link that in the description below, and also subscribe to Natalie's channel because she is wonderful and she says a lot about depression and anxiety and self-harm.
Thank you for having me on your channel, Kat. I loved doing this collaboration. Hey, goodbye.
I hope this video helped you guys, and thank you all for watching. Bye!